Hello everyone, it's Ryan or Purple Smoover back again with another video. So today we're going to be looking at the speedrun of Rituals, a fun little point and click adventure game. So for the speedrun, we're going to be making our way through 7 distinct levels of this point and click game, and since it is a point and click puzzle game, most of the speedrun is just clicking as fast as possible, which if you've managed to watch some of our Frog Detective speedruns or Freddy Fish, you might know that we really enjoy these games. So the first level is the office level. And generally we kind of just want to click on the floor where these arrows are before they even spawn in, and then make our way to the elevator. After making your way into the elevator, you just kind of make sure you actually click the button like I forgot to do here at the beginning, and at that point you just kind of have to wait and make your way onto level 2, the forest. So while the first level didn't actually have that much in terms of puzzle and kind of just had to make your way to the end of the level, which we kind of skipped some of the paths, the forest begins the whole aspect of puzzles within this point and click game. Once you make your way off the elevator into the forest level, you're going to look straight up to your left and find yourself an acorn. Pick that acorn off that tree and take it on your way. Down this path, all the way over to the left. You can see I'm kind of looking around in weird directions, don't mind me, this is not the first run I've done, I kind of feel like I know where I'm supposed to be looking, but I still don't always get it right. Make your way over to the shed, grab the lamp, head on inside, and grab the bucket. Now that we have nearly all the tools we need to complete this puzzle, we will have to head back to the beginning of the level to go down into this cave. Once in the dark cave, you just want to follow these directions, otherwise you might get lost, and no one likes getting lost into a cave. Make your way to the end of this tunnel and grab the shovel. Once you have the shovel, you can actually go to where you can fill the bucket and continue on with the level. Following out with this outside area, we make our way to the end and find a place to fill our bucket with some delicious water. This water might or may not be used to grow this acorn. Once you have the bucket full of water, make your way back to the tunnel. Don't even look in the direction you're going, who needs that? Walk backwards if you so desire. Once you have all the tools, you can make your way into the temple and go all the way down to the last item on the ground. It should be a little cross, and we will be planting our acorn here, so dig a hole, place the acorn in it, refill it up, and put some water in that bad boy. And once you plant the acorn, it will grow into a tree with an elevator on it, and we will click it and head all the way back to the beginning where the elevator we came out in the initial beginning is now reopened, and we can continue on to the next level. Once you've made your way back in, we will head on to level 3, which level 3 is also known as level G, and unfortunately we're going to have to knock on that glass, and fortunately we don't really get to see it, but it did not end well for our compatriot, and we will head in here and grab his card with it because we need some access on this floor. And unfortunately every single door you need to put this little access card onto it and continue in. I, however, made a mistake at this point, and this is where a lot of my time loss is. I forgot to click the button to actually continue on to the next room, but that is all right. Some time saved for the next run. Once this door is finally open, we can make our way in and click our way over to this additional room. We need that access card once again to get in, and once again on the next door we will also need it once again. Once in here, we can make our way into the shower room, go over to where there's some leaking water, and find this tool, this screwdriver, because we're going to need that to open our actual exit on this floor. Click your way over, kind of do a loop-de-loop, and find this little grate, and we're going to try to open the grate. So this part is a little finicky. You got to make sure you click directly on those screws so the screwdriver knows exactly where to go. Once all 4 are gone, you can click on it and push it down and continue on with the level. After making your way down the ladder, you will continue on to the 4th level, also known as the jungle level. This is personally a favorite of mine. I like the aesthetic and the overall puzzle. So I know we've been kind of, just instantly solving the puzzles, but on an initial playthrough, you're really gonna have to like step by step kind of figure out what's the problem, figure out what might be a solution, and actually execute, whereas we're just going to the last step. So a little bit of lore for this one. There's a crocodile stopping our exit from a boat, so we're gonna have to figure out how to survive him. So this level has this village here, and within this village there's a lot of different tools we're going to need. So we need this row because we can't really leave on a boat without a row naturally. But once again, this crocodile is in our way, so how are we going to put a stop to him? Well, first we're going to make our way all the way over to these training dummies, grab this knife. This knife will be used so we can actually grab the fruits to make a potion that will make this crocodile fall asleep. So after grabbing this knife, we're going to head back. You're going to have to grab the right plants, so first we're going to want this pyramid shaped orange one for whatever reason. Then we're going to head back over here and grab this purple one with the knife, cannot grab it otherwise, and then head straight back into the village. And we can't really use these, fruits specifically in our potion, so we're gonna have to mash them up first, combining them together and making this pink goo. And once we have this pink goo, we can go grab our pot of meat and add the goo in and grab our meat back. Once we have this meat, we are going to take it all the way back to the crocodile and feed it to the crocodile. Once we feed it to the crocodile, he will fall asleep promptly and we can make our way to the boat. And another reason I really love this stage is once you actually try to make your way into the boat, the volcano begins to erupt, and making our leave essential. Unfortunately, I am once again a little slow with this. This section is a little awkward. You have to really know exactly where to click on this paddle and really keep your rhythm going. And once you paddle your way far enough down the river, the level will conclude and we'll head on to the next level, which is a really short one in comparison. A little bit of an intermediate between the two levels is a little shut it down sign that you can look at. The overall story for the game is a little over my head, but maybe you can get a little bit more out of it. Once you're back from the jungle, you'll be heading back to where we had fallen down from the ladder, and we are on to the 5th level, known as the catwalk level. Make your way out of the venting system once again, and you're going to be seeing a massive pit in front of you. Head right from there and open up this little voltage cabinet. Once in the voltage cabinet, flick the switches as desired and move the little clock hand over to the left, or the 9 o'clock position, and make your way all the way back. This little switch managed to make all of these ladders appear for us and allow us to continue our way to the ending of this level. Use our access card once again and continue on into the 6th level. As I said, a pretty short level and honestly not too difficult of a puzzle once you get a handle on what's going on with it. The 6th and second to last level in the game is also known as the White Graveyard, a little bit of an interesting aesthetic. So here on the first part, you're going to have to make sure you click this enough times to get it to fall and head on over to pick up the key. I missed picking up the key on the first grab, but that's alright. And an interesting component on this level is that it loops, so clicking the arrows all the way in one direction will eventually take you back to the beginning. After grabbing the broom and heading back to the beginning, we can grab some flowers on the right side instead of walking all the way around. Once you have all these tools, we can actually head into the center area, opening it with that key that we grabbed in the beginning and managing to use these other tools to finish the final puzzle of the level. So, on the grave there's a lot of leaves, and we need those pile of leaves because each of these little gauntlets is going to need to be lit with some fire. So once we take these dead roses and put them on fire, we can start lighting all of the different goblets. Unfortunately, one of the goblets doesn't actually have a wick for us to light, hence why we need these dried up leaves. And from here, it's kind of a repeat situation where each of the final goblets just need to get lit by our little torch of fire. And once all 4 are lit, we will be able to use our last component, the blue flowers, to complete the level. Adding the blue flowers to where those dead flowers were allows us to finish the level and open up the final part. So overall, Rituals is a pretty short puzzle game, and even on a first playthrough, it should only take you upwards of 30 minutes to an hour. Really nothing too crazy, but it is a fun experience with a pretty interesting aesthetic that you don't always see in these kinds of games. And here, you know, we're coming on to the last level, level 7, also known as the control room. There isn't actually any puzzle here. You get to choose what ending you prefer, and you'll see which way I go with it. But it is an interesting little game for sure, and, you know, I hope you guys can, you know, watch this video, you know, follow the steps to learn the run, and maybe even beat my time. I mean, the game's not all that expensive. Maybe if you can catch it on sale, or, you know, check your Steam library, or maybe you already own the game. Zooming in, coming into this last control room where you're really thinking deep about life at this point, you have to come to a conclusion about which way you want to end the game. You can either power down all the way or power all the way up. For me, I personally, you know, turning the bar to the left all the way allows us to save the planet, and we're allowing silence to be our reward, as the game would tell you the achievement may be. Also, if speedrunning isn't necessarily your thing, you know, this game is also a pretty easy 100% if you really just like getting all those achievements. I mean, you know, just completing the game as you just saw is all around gonna get you most of the achievements, and everything else is just kind of exploring the different levels. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked the video. Come back again next week with some new content for you guys. It's gonna be something real exciting. Peace.